welcome back. You are with us on Financial Quotient, and on the show today we're discussing how women can get smarter with their banking needs and their banking habits. Just to go back to some data points, and again, this is a report that has been released by Paisa Bazaar. It talks about a lot of their customers who come up for inquiries on loan products, as well as those who come to check their credit health scores. And that catchment is over 3 crores actually. So the percentage of male customers with a healthy credit score is 20%. Women are not too far behind as per this report. They're at 19%. So no difference in credit health. But it's interesting when you look at products, where are the more of the queries coming in? So there are more men asking about credit cards. That's 43% than women. It's 36%. On personal loans, it's pretty much neck to neck. 29% is the figure for women, 27% for men. Consumer durables is where, at least for Paisa Bazaar, this one portal, there are a higher number of queries coming in, 18% from women and 14% from men. And home loan, now that is the big one, 4%. Is the number of queries that, or the percentage of queries that they got were from women. So, Mr. Mistry, now let me bring you into this conversation. In your vast experience across, the BFSI sector, and of course a lot of that with HDFC, what trends have you seen in terms of women very meaningfully coming up and taking part?
So, Subi, I'm a little surprised at the data you gave on credit score, because our experience on all these years was that the credit profile of a woman generally, of course, there are obviously exceptions, tends to be slightly better than that of a man. But that's the separate issue. Now, coming to home loan, if we look at the year up to March of, let's say, 2023, we had disbursed a huge number of loans, and 67% of the loans that we disbursed at HDFC had a woman as one of the owners of the property. 67% of the loans.
Wow.
And we always find that it's a woman who ultimately makes the decision on which house to buy, where to take a loan from, and so on and so forth.
Okay, so I guess at least as far as this one, product category is concerned, women are fairly dominant. Mr. Mistry, would you like to expand on, how can women gain the same sort of confidence that they perhaps have with respect to home loans and apply that to a lot of other facets of banking, other products which are available?
I'm sure that is also happening. If you look at the data which you yourself gave earlier, the gap between the people, the males and the women taking loans was not very high. One was 27, one was 29, one was 20, one was 19. So it's not very far. Now you have to really look at comparing these numbers with what prevailed, say, 15 or 20 years ago. And you'd see that at that time, there would have been a huge difference. And you'd have seen a significantly higher number of males applying for loans, or inquiring about credit, or inquiring about various things. That's not the case today.
Okay.
Today women are coming up, and with every passing month you're seeing that number increasing.
Sure. Let me also bring the panel's attention towards, of course, the digitization of everything. Right now, my bank is in my hand pretty much with the mobile phone. Ms. Bhattacharya, so how do you think that is sort of changing or pushing towards a change in terms of just habits, banking habits in general? And also, what is the advice that you would like to give to women, whether young, just starting out, or middle-aged, or senior citizens, when it comes to money and their own bank?
So I think there are pros and cons to both of this. One thing, of course, is that with banking having gone digital and with it being available on the mobile, accessibility has ceased to become a problem. So earlier, people had to walk 3 kilometers, 5 kilometers in order to get to a bank branch. They had to line up. They had to put aside almost half a day in order to do their banking. Now it can be done from the comfort of your home at any point of time in the day or night. And that is a very big improvement. However, having said that, the access to mobile phones itself, if you compare the number of men and women who own mobile phones of their own, I think the number of women is definitely shorter than that of men. And to that extent, women do not have access to either financial services or to information that is required by them in order to either take part in banking or do investments on their own. So there is definitely a disadvantage. If you look at the amount of money that is available in a household, especially in a lower middle class household, you will find the priority for getting a phone would be first for the man of the house, Second, it would be if they had school-going children, children who needed smartphones in order to, get material on their homework and things like that would be the second priority. And the last priority would be the woman of the house. So to that extent, again, women are not as, on a level platform, so to speak. But having said that, I still feel that this is something that's made, banking and investment both are more accessible to women, because a lot of women are not able to get out of the house. For them, having a mobile phone gives them that access to the external world, which otherwise would not have.
Sure. This takes me back to, I think, 4-5 years ago. I remember Rajiv and I had done a show, and it was explaining how to use a QR code, what is UPI, how do you make a payment through your phone, and my God, has life completely changed from the time we shot that video, Rajiv. I'm sure you'd remember. So let me, get some final words from you as well. What's the advice that you would want to give to women in general? What should they be more aware of when they're interacting with their bank, with their RM, or looking at products on their mobile? I think you're on mute, Rajiv.
In addition to, sorry about that, in addition to everything that we spoke about over the last 20-25 minutes, I cannot overemphasize, yes, everything is now available to you on the mobile. You don't have to go anywhere. And I think the amount of digital that is going to help us improve our lives is only going to get better and better as we go forward. But I would urge everybody to ensure that you are following safe banking as well. Keep your account information safe. Do not share your PINs or OTPs with anybody. Monitor your account activity. Be aware of scams and scamsters. Use online and mobile banking, but be careful that you're not logging in public spaces. And finally, and most important, learn about financial products and services. There's a lot of information that is available online. There's a lot of information that is available on television channels like yours. Or ultimately, do walk into any branch in any bank in this country and have a conversation with bank staff. We'd be delighted to help you as you go down this journey towards financial freedom.
Okay, that sounds very optimistic and promising. Completely out of time, not out of thoughts or questions, but yes, we are out of time. I really appreciate this panel joining us today in engaging women and how women can take better charge of their banking needs and, of course, their personal finances. Thank you all very much for joining in, and thank you, viewers. See you again next week.